Hello everyone, my name is Pink Yulia, and welcome back to Escape from the Princess. We just finished reading a poster about Zara and the 2,000 gold reward, I believe. But what if I was someone else? When none of the guards are looking, I seize the moment and tear down the poster, fold it up, and tuck it into my bra. I don't want anyone knowing about that reward right now. Hopefully, no one has noticed I've been hiding the witch at my place, otherwise we're both going down. Turning away from the poster boy, I stare at the guardsmen lazily patrolling the square across the street. And then I remember that I still need to buy some food, so I head to the pastry stall. Wow, what a wonderful aroma! Vanilla, cinnamon, ginger. I inhaled a variety of sweet smells. The witch gave me so much money I could buy everything here if I wanted. And so I diligently grab an assortment of treats and begin haggling with the merchant. Clearly, the old biddy expected me to ask to place all of these marvelous goodies on a tab. I did try it a few times before and she always turned me down, but I have money now. Finally, taking all that is rightfully mine, I proudly head back home. But I only take a few steps when I notice the market square crowd part to allow someone through. Curious, I stop and look to see who it is. A girl mounted on a black horse. She's wrapped in a cloak, a hood covering her face. Why so secretive? And she's not alone. To her left and right are guards pushing the townspeople out of the way. Then, as if sensing something, she signals to the guards, and they stop. Ooh, is that the princess? One of them helps her dismount, and then she walks through the crowd, intently looking at each person as she passes by. The guards follow her on their horses, moving as slowly as possible as to not get in her way. Staring curiously at the strange procession while munching on a sweet poppy seed bun, I don't realize how close the girl has come to me. She passes me by, but then suddenly turns around and our eyes meet. Crap. It's the princess! I've seen her a few times before. During the holiday celebrations, the princess traditionally hands out alms to the poor in the town square. Such oddly colored eyes are pretty rare, so I'm fairly certain I'm not mistaken. Does that witch really mean so much to the princess that she's now personally searching for her? Hey you, move along! The guard's rough bark snaps me out of my thoughts, and I jump back, having nearly been trampled by his horse. The princess and her escort have already moved on, and I watch as they continue to make their way through the crowd. This is rather strange. With nothing else to do, I head home. As soon as I open the door, I sense that there's something wrong. Something very wrong. Is this my house? Boo! I can't recognize a thing. I don't remember the kitchen ever being so clean. What the boo was she doing when I was gone? Looks pretty nice if you ask me. Shocked, I look around. The witch is nowhere to be seen, and the kitchen is sparkling clean. Hurrying to the table, I peek under it. Drat! Even my rejection letters are gone. Did she throw everything I spent over a year collecting? Where the is she anyway? Did she just clean and run off? I start searching for the scoundrel, but there's no one in the kitchen. Is she upstairs? I call out her name, but nobody answers. Did she really leave? But why? I'm about to climb the stairs and search the bedroom when I hear a suspicious creak behind me. Turning sharply, I find myself nose to nose with the witch. Blimey, you scared me half to death. Are you trying to give me a heart attack? I notice the closet door behind Zara is open. Were you hiding in the closet? Boo! She's going to drive me mad. Well, I figured that I don't know you all that well, and what if you brought the guards back with you? So I decided to take a few precautions. The guards? Who do you think I am? Besides, we made a deal. You're going to help me become a mage. And I wouldn't trade my dream for all the money in the world. Well, some people would. In any case, I'm glad you're not one of them. I think you need to explain to me exactly what is going on here. I gestured to my newly cleaned kitchen. How did you manage all of this? With the help of a little magic. I just felt that eating food in such a, uncleanly place was a bad idea. Besides, the cockroaches... However, I only had time enough to clean the kitchen. You'll have to help me upstairs. Help you? Clean? Oh no, I can deal with you cleaning the kitchen without my permission, but to help you? Where is my alchemy apron? And what, pray tell, did you do with my roaches? Seething with fury, I tossed the basket of pastries onto the table. Honestly, I don't think anyone would react to someone cleaning their kitchen for them like that. Like, who wants roaches? That's kind of weird. That's what I get for leaving a stranger unattended in my home. I'm gone but a few minutes and my entire kitchen is cleaned. All the dishes are washed too. Oh, how horrible. To think I trusted her. Again, wow, how horrible. Still incensed, I continue to study the kitchen. The room is clean, no dirty dishes, no food residue, no layers of dust. Even the air is fresh. And the tablecloth no longer looks like a death shroud. Well, now... Okay, so it could be worse. I turned back to Zara, who'd been grinning as she watched me take in her handiwork. Don't look at me like that, as if you expect me to thank you. Oh, I don't actually expect it. What else am I supposed to do in this tiny hovel? Cleaning is the only fun thing I could think of. Hey, it's not a hovel. Granted, my house doesn't compare to the palace you'd come from, but it's not all that bad. Suddenly, a loud commotion is coming from the street. Zara instantly tenses up, and ignoring me, approaches the window and peeks out. She continues staring down at the street for a few moments, when I remember seeing the princess in the town square. Ooh, choices! Yay, I love choices! Tell her about meeting the princess. Perhaps it'd be best that I inform my new acquaintance of my earlier encounter with the princess. The information might prove valuable to her. You know, I saw something today in the square, or rather, I saw someone. Zara silently turns to me and gazes questioningly into my eyes. The princess, and she had a bunch of soldiers with her. Upon hearing this, the witch visibly cringes. And what are they doing? Tell me everything. Well, they moved through the area on horseback, but for some reason the princess decided to continue on foot when she reached the market square. I try to include as much detail as I can. I even mentioned that the princess wore a hooded cloak as if she didn't want to be noticed. Ending my story and expecting a reaction from Zara, I grow quiet. She gazes at me thoughtfully for some time before frowning with a sigh. This is very bad. The princess uses the same kind of magic as I do, and if she's here, she'll surely sense my presence. The fact that the soldiers have already searched your house will only hold them off for so long. Sooner or later, she'll find me here. Well, and if they find you here, they'll throw me into prison for who knows how long. Not to mention, prison garb doesn't suit me at all. I can see the guilt on her face, but she says nothing. Well, yeah, how else would she feel about dragging an innocent bystander into this mess? Zara turns back to the window again, and suddenly occurs to me that if the princess can sense her presence, then Zara can sense the princess's presence too. And even before me. You use the same magic as the princess, right? Yes, I do. But don't expect me to tell you about my abilities. It's better that you don't know. Oh, blimey, what's the big deal anyway? That information was noted as classified on the poster, and now the witch is refusing to say anything about it. And no one has mentioned anything about the princess's abilities either. This is getting really frustrating. Although, if the princess were a necromancer, it'd be quite scandalous for the royal family, who's known for its white mages. I wasn't even asking, although you could tell me you know. I'm not a stranger anymore. I'm your savior. But I'm curious about something else. Didn't you say that the princess can sense your presence? If she can do that, then you can too. A strange expression flashes across Zara's face, one of irritation, resentment, and sadness. But the expression disappears so quickly that I question if I had imagined it. I can no longer feel such things. You can't, but why not? Zara suddenly grows enraged. That's none of your business. I just can't, and that's the end of it. Saying this, she turns back to the window and rests her forehead against the glass. I want to chide her about being dangerous, but I decide to stay quiet. In her current state, I might unknowingly hurt her feelings. And then I recall the poster saying that Zara's abilities were partially sealed by magic. Perhaps that's the reason why the witch can no longer sense the princess's presence. Why didn't that occur to me before? But why did Zara get so upset when I mentioned it? She could have just told me that she's been cursed. In fact, she could be a little nicer to me if she expects to lay low in my house until she skips town. I look back at my guest. Why do I feel like there's more to her story than she's letting on? Zara is still earnestly looking out the window and seems completely absorbed in thought. I don't know what she's thinking, but she looks very dour. Is all of this really a result of her not wanting to be the princess's lover? Are there no other reasons for her sullen mood? To tell you the truth, I'm not sure how much I believe her story. If the princess is into girls, would she really be raising such a fuss over being rejected by one? Surely there's a great number of ladies in the palace for her to court. Although, if the royal family knew about her profilities, I doubt they'd be very happy about it. Taking another bun from the basket, I dig in with great pleasure. The witch doesn't seem very eager to join me, however. If she continues on like this, she'll have to settle for leftovers. Feeling slightly remorseful, I decide to show her some decency. So, are you going to eat or what? Food. Do you need food? If I recall, witches eat the same things as us mortals, do they not? Ah, yes, I'm just a little distracted. Zara smiles and moves to the table, and I can't help but admire her figure. If a girl is pretty, she'll look spectacular in whatever she's wearing, whether it's a posh dress or a simple nightgown. Zara begins to eat. I notice that she's starting to cheer up a little. And why wouldn't she? Fresh buns are perfectly capable of making anyone's life a little bit happier. By the way, why were you so angry about me cleaning? I thought you didn't do it yourself because you're lazy. Is there some other reason? Well, You're not entirely wrong. I can't stand fussing with all these brushes and rags. It's terribly boring. And why would you want to clean if everything will just get dirty again sooner or later? It's an exercise in futility if you ask me. But as to your question, it's just so weird having someone touch your stuff while you're gone, especially without asking. I'm used to handling everything myself when it comes to my house, so... Zara stares off into space with a dreamy expression on her face as she repeats my words. Handle everything myself. Then she smiles sadly. Okay, next time I'll ask before sweeping the cobwebs from the corners. In case they're a treasured memory for you. Unsuccessfully, I try to hold back a chuckle. I wonder if Zara thinks I'm trying to act like a queen. But the truth is that I'm just not used to having guests. Honestly, I forgot the last time I've talked to anyone other than artifact merchants or members of the Academy Committee. I worked so hard on getting into the Academy of Magic that I'd completely forgotten about most other things, and it turns out it was all for naught. Well, I hope the witch makes good on her promise and I finally get accepted into that stupid academy. I sneak a peek at Zara as she chews her bun with that same wistful look on her face. So many thoughts run through my head right now. I know that my uninvited guest might mean trouble for me, and that I'm risking my head here, but for some reason, I still want to help her. I don't know why I doubted her story about the love-struck princess. Probably because I never met a girl who was interested in other girls. The idea seems pretty ridiculous to me. Although, why not? And that is all the time I have for this episode, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!